Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we're going to be having a look at the Clone Trooper, the 501st Legion from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, the reason that I just wanted to sort of do a quick review of this figure, I do obviously love my clones, but with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series having just started on Disney Plus, in the first episode, you got a very good look at the clones attacking once Anakin had turned, you got the clones attacking the Jedi Temple, and it was quite nice to see that. Although the colours looked, certainly in the clips I saw of it, the colours looked a little bit more like the image that you see here on the front of the card back. On the card, with the sort of a slightly lighter blue. Now maybe that was just because of the colouring and the way it was done, but it looked the blue obviously on the helmet and obviously on the chest plate didn't look as dark. It looked a little bit more like what you see in front of you on the right hand side. I don't know if the actual image is going to show that properly, but it's more of a lighter blue. However, I know there are some issues with this clone, not in terms of the look, but people have spoken about the fact that it has got obviously the very, very skinny legs, etc. And I have to admit, first impressions, just even on the card, it does look like that. However, looking at the card back, it is a really, really nice image of the 501st Legion Clone Trooper. Not sure where that image is taken from. I don't know whether that's just a photo and then being sort of photoshopped onto a background. It doesn't look necessarily like there was anything sort of potentially taken from either of the movies or any of the series, or certainly even the animated side. However, it is a nice looking card back. It does obviously come on the thinner stock card, but that is changing, as we all know. So nice looking front to the card. We'll just have a quick look at the back. Okay, so this is VC240, and obviously again what you have on the back of the card is exactly what we've come to expect, showing other figures as part of that wave or part of future waves, in the vintage collection sort of logo or racetrack, whatever you want to call it, and a lot of the legal information at the bottom. So VC240. So just one final look at the front of the card. As I said, it is a nice looking card back. We'll have a look at the clone in a little bit more detail in a second. But it is a nice looking card back. And again, if you do like your clones, this would be a lovely one to army build. So let's get this out of the box and have a look at the figure. Okay, so here we have the figure out of the packaging. And it actually has some nice colouring on it. Obviously very nice detail. I mean, you've got the blue obviously on the helmet, the blue on the sort of shoulder pads. You've got some nice sort of blue sort of straight lines. I think you'll just be about to see that coming down. Obviously the two sort of stripes on the legs, and obviously on the chest plate itself. So if I looked at this figure, as I said, I already do like my clones and I would like to get a few more of these. But I do know, obviously, some people do have some issues with this, and I completely understand why. The legs, I think this is probably going back to, is it the first phase of clones that we got? Certainly, they sort of repeated that sort of body sculpt in the Black series. I know that because I managed to pick up a couple of those from the Entertainer. So, as you can see, the legs are very, very skinny, and it doesn't quite add up. It does actually make the head with that helmet on obviously look quite oversized. I suppose that is the one sort of major criticism, and I think a lot of people have mentioned this, is that, you do just sort of question whether they're, it doesn't look like there's actually a person inside that body. I know that really sounds really a bit silly, but the legs are just too skinny, and the chest and the arms in comparison to the head. However, it is a nice looking figure. So the detail on it is quite nice. As I said, we've already mentioned the sort of the colours and everything there. Other than the fact that, as I said, that those legs are really overly skinny. I do actually quite like the look of this figure, but you know, I do understand that is a major issue. So let's have a look at its articulation and accessories. Okay, so the figure obviously comes with the, well, I suppose essentially it's 2 accessories and his removable helmet. So we'll have a quick look at the accessories or weapons that come with it. If you can see that on the scaling. That's his sort of large rifle that you do see with a lot of these other clones. Not really much detailing on it. It is just a sort of a black plastic. And to be fair, this one's actually relatively sturdy, which is quite nice. And then it also just comes with his black pistol. And again, no real detailing or colouring to the stock or the barrel or anything there. But yes, you know, out of the packaging, this one is the limbs and everything on it are really nice and stiff, and I suppose it should be just out of the packaging. But obviously the one major difference that you do have with this clone with the comparison in terms of the first phase is when you pop his helmet off, and we'll have a look at that, you do obviously have the different head sculpt, obviously based more on Temuera Morrison. So overall, although, you know, again, not my favourite figure, yes, it does have some issues. I mean, in terms of sort of articulation, it's the sort of the standard with these. Obviously modern vintage articulation at the elbows, at the shoulders, swivel wrists. I don't think this one has a hinge, because no, it doesn't, because it's the old style. It did appear to have a little bit more of that butterfly hinge at the waist. Now, I might be completely wrong there, but when I looked at this, it did seem to have a lot more sort of movement and sort of flexibility wise. So you've got articulation at the knees and articulation at the ankles with the swivel. So it is, as I said, it is essentially a repack, but I actually quite like this figure. And again, if you do like your clones, you do want any army building, this is certainly one worth having a look at. As I said, actually out of the packaging, I think it looks probably a little bit better than it did. But there you go. It's only my opinion. Listen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you do want to subscribe, there'll be some more videos coming shortly. And if you've got any questions or you want to make comments on it, please do. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.